Hello world, I'm coming to you live from my kitchen where I have a very exciting video to make. Today's video has nothing to do with plant life. Today's video is all about Wentworth Season 8. We're going to be doing a Wentworth Season 8 review. The entire season, there will be spoilers, so just know that. If you haven't watched Season 8, then don't watch this video, okay? So boom. First of all, attention compound. We are coming to you live. We meaning me, okay? Excited. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm going to say it. So boom. First of all, I'm going to tell you my overall thoughts of the season as a whole. All right. I've watched the entire season several times, like literally at least 4 to 5 times. So the first round of watching season 8, I was just like, what? And then when I watched it the second time, I was like, okay, I understand now. So remember in season 6, when we were introduced to Mari, Rita, and Ruby, and everybody was like, what in the fuck is going on with these new characters? Everybody was like, this was kind of like a lackluster season and shit. And then come season 7, everything that happened in season 6 came to like a boil in season 7 when we had the siege, okay? And fucking people were killed and poor Lizzie had to die. You know what I'm saying? Had the siege not happened, I don't think she would have had that stroke. So anyway, boom. This season 8, I think is going to be the same type of a season. It's going to be a lead-in season to season 9 where shit is going to hit the fucking fan. And so we needed this season to get like a feel of the characters and shit like that. And it's all like setting up the stage for what's going to happen in season 9, which I think is going to be straight chaos. Okay, into the characters. We're going to start off with my favorite character in the whole wide world, Boomer, Susan Jenkins. You know her, you love her. And this season, she goes through some traumatic events. Okay? Oh, God. She goes through 2 things. She was tortured. She was harassed like the whole season by one of the new characters, Lou Kelly, who we'll talk more about later. I just want to let you guys know right now that I love her. And besides Boomer, she's like my favorite of this season, even though she's like a villain. But what a beautiful, sexy villain she is. I ain't mad at her. I was mad when she did what she did to Boomer. See, I'm going to be spoiling stuff, but I'm not going to be spoiling everything because some of these scenes are really good. And if you haven't watched it and you're choosing to watch this video first, I want to leave some things as a surprise for you. I don't want to spoil it all. Maybe later on I might let some things slip because that's just how I do things. But I don't know. Long story short, I'm not going to tell you what happens to her in the bathroom, but she goes through some shit. I couldn't watch it. I still haven't watched it. I lower the volume and I fast forward through the part because I know what happens and I'm not going to watch Boomer go through that. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing it. So, Boomer, she's like got beef with this new inmate named Lou Kelly, who was a former top dog in Wentworth Correctional Facility before Jax, and all of this shit. And she comes in, not having nothing. So, yeah, Boomer goes through some shit. But there's a potential, silver lining in the future for Boomer because she meets this guy via the call center, all right? And she concocts this plan to try to gather his spoof so that she could potentially have her own baby in Wentworth Correctional Facility. Because the bitch is doing life in jail. You know what I'm saying? She needs someone to love and care for besides just these damn women who appreciate nothing, it seems. Okay? What the fuck is going on here? Boomer. Okay, next set of characters. Rita Connors and Ruby Mitchell. Their storyline this season was kind of like wonk. It was a little boring. Rita's beautiful, so I don't mind looking at her face on the silver screen. I mean, it's not the silver screen. That would be for movies. This is an Australian TV show, so what would it be? The Australian screens? I don't know. She's pretty and sexy as well. I don't know. Shout out to Wentworth for letting me finally open my eyes to the beauty that is the older woman. You know what I'm saying? Because these women ain't spring chickens. They're not in their 20s and shit. I mean, some of them are, but the older ones, they're not. And they're beautiful. And here in America, you don't want to see, people are so conditioned to not wanting to see women with wrinkles or women with real bodies and whatnot. What was that squeak? Oh my God, I'm on the floor and I heard a squeak. Long story short, shout out to Wentworth, because now I see the beauty in older women. I'm one of the older women myself, so you've helped me see the beauty in myself as well. Thank you, Wentworth Correctional Center. The people of Wentworth, Rita and Ruby, they're boring, and I hope that their storyline gets a little juicier come season 9. I hope they have a happy ending. Oh, I'm also going to be giving you my season 9 predictions at the end. Moving right along, Ali Novak. When we see Ali in season 1, she looks badass. You know what I'm saying? With her short hair and her makeup and shit. But Ali, in the words of Luke Kelly, is not top dog material. She's just not. You know what I'm saying? She's not scary. She's not frightening. She's not believable as top dog. And I'm not scared of her. The women aren't scared of her. Luke Kelly is damn sure not scared of her. So Luke Kelly, okay, I have to save her for later because I'm gonna save her when I introduce the list of new characters. So yeah, Ali Novak, she's trying, bless her soul, she's trying really hard to be a tough guy and to have courage and to do what, Kaz and B would have done. But the facts are, Ali's just not built to be top dog. I'm sorry, she's not. Moving along, Ferguson. We were all so excited to see that she was alive, and we were left with no oxygen because we were all like, when we saw that last scene, that she was living as a homeless person. Now when we see her here, she's alive, she's got a plan, you know what I'm saying? But something happens, and she ends up back in Wentworth Correctional Facility. With amnesia, people, amnesia. She don't remember jack shit. She doesn't know who she is. But you see, there's like a fight in her mind between Joan Ferguson and the woman whose identity she has taken now, Kath Maxwell. Okay? And they're fighting while she's unconscious, you know what I'm saying, in her coma or what have you. And when she awakens, she's no longer Joan Ferguson. There's a scene where Kath Maxwell is burying Joan Ferguson. So I already knew when she woke up, she wasn't going to be Joan. I was wondering, is she faking the amnesia? She's not faking the amnesia, and now, having watched the season like 1,001 times, I see that scene of the burial was letting the viewers know when she says she has amnesia, she really has amnesia. So we see her journey. When she goes back into Wentworth Correctional Facility, and we see the journey of her trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in her mind. She doesn't know who she is. She wants to know what she's done to all these people that hate her. She finds out that they tried to kill her. Fucking Ali tries to get at her in the bathroom. Vera, all of them are giving her grief, right? And poor fucking Joan Ferguson is over here not knowing what the fuck. And so she's like kindler, gentler. Kindler, is that kinder? She's a kinder. Can't speak. Wentworth gets me so excited that I lose all of it. She's a kinder, gentler Ferguson, okay? This is a side of her we have not seen ever, at all. And you feel bad for the bitch. I wanted to beat the shit out of some of these women. I wanted to have her back. Let me just say that there is a special place in hell for Linda Miles when she dies for the shit that she did to fucking Ferguson in that hallway. And you'll see what I mean when you watch the season. If you've already watched the season, then you know exactly what I'm saying. But Linda was bugging the whole entire fucking damn season. We'll get to her in a second. Whew. All I know is that Pamela Rabe needs an award. What is it? A loogie? They need to award her with a fucking loogie for her tremendous acting skills in this season. Also, Boomer. What's her name? Katrina? The last name that I can't pronounce, but Boomer's, character. Yo, when she cries, you cannot help but cry with her. Poor thing is doing life in jail after she killed, Elizabeth Birdsworth. It's terrible. Mari Winter. So, Wentworth, this season is titled Wentworth Redemption, right? And I think the redemption part comes into play with Mari and with Joan Ferguson. We'll talk about that in a second. But with Mari, so you know she's in jail because she fucking hit the doctor who wanted her to kill her son because, you know, he was going to be brain dead or what have you. So in jail, she tries to escape. We all know what happened during the siege. Okay? So now she's facing, you know, the possibility of spending the rest of her life in jail. And so she, you know, she starts bugging at first and she wants revenge on fucking Ruby. She wants all of this shit. And then Will Jackson says something to her, you know, people are capable of redemption. You, however, are not. And so it flicks a switch in her mind. And I feel like from that moment on, she's setting forth to redeem herself. Maybe not so much to Will, more so to her, to Allie, you know what I mean? Maybe even Boomer, because it was her fault that Boomer's mother gets shot. Okay? Anyway, she tries to kill herself. It's a very sad scene. I felt bad for Mr. Jackson because he had to like, you know, save her life. And I feel like he still loves the bitch. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he hates the woman. But I think he still got love for Mari Winter. Mari, this season is like, you know, you feel bad for her too. Because they fucking with her. Allie tries to kill her. She tries to kill herself. Fucking Luke Kelly chokes her at one point. And it's terrible. Like, everybody's fucking with her. And she just wants, you know, I don't know what she wants because there's a whole situation involving a vial of poison. And I still feel like she might be planning a mass murder. Okay? But I don't know. We'll get into that with the fucking predictions. Jesus. Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson is such a good guy. You know what I'm saying? And he's got really large hands. When he, anyway, I don't know what's going on with him this season, but he's just, you know, I feel like he's sad. I feel like he's heartbroken because of the shit that Mari did. I feel like he wants to do what's right for the women, but we've got this new general manager that's being just a fucking bitch, and he has to fight the powers that be to do the right thing. And we'll see what happens with Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson. Whew. Okay, Vera, Jake, and Baby Grace. First of all, Vera there was a funny ass scene involving a Xerox copy of Boomer's ass. And it was some shit where there was some people there and the fucking general manager's pissed and Vera's like, you know, don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this. And I was just like, and you could see them trying not to laugh. That scene was really funny. But Vera kicks into I'ma fuck you up if you fuck with my child mode in one scene, and she takes Linda Miles's collapsible baton. Damn it, what an opportunity for me to have pulled out mine. But I'm not pausing these videos to get my shit just to go like that. Maybe I should. I know. I don't know. Maybe in the ending of the video, the baton will make an appearance. But, what was I saying? She takes the collapsible baton and she hits a prisoner because the prisoner was trying to fucking get to the babies. Okay? And that was great. Had that been in the movie theaters, everybody would have been screaming in excitement. Mr. Stewart. What could I say about Jake's character this season except... I don't know. I can't say much about Jake. Baby Grace, however, have you seen Baby Grace and her smiles? This little baby, I'm sure that she was the easiest one there to work with because she smiles on command. She don't miss a fucking beat. And that baby's probably going to win a fucking award as well because she's very charismatic. Mother, is that you? Oh, I thought I heard footsteps. Linda Miles. She's got PTSD because of the whole damn siege in season 7. You know, I'm sorry, but I don't feel like that's reason enough for her to be doing the shit that she's doing. Like, you don't have to beat these prisoners the way you do. And then when the time comes that you should be beating a prisoner, you fucking buckle under the pressure and collapse into a corner and Vera has to come and step up. Vera, of all people, okay? And what the fuck? Anyway, whatever. Linda, she's being a real bitch. And I wanted to know more about her and her backstory, but I could care less now after I see the way she's been treating the women. I don't like it. Dr. Miller. Dr. Miller is the prison psychiatrist, and he has been working closely with Joan Ferguson, a.k.a. Kath Maxwell, during the time of her amnesia, okay? I don't know what to feel about him, except that I think Joan might use him like for her plot when she remembers who she is and she decides I'm wreaking havoc now and fuck this Kath Maxwell shit. I'm going back to my original plan of kidnapping Baby Grace. I'm going to kill Vera, Jake, and Mr. Jackson and whoever else gets in her way. Like, I don't know what her plan is, but whatever her plan was, I feel like when she remembers who she is, it's going to come back into play. But she's going to try to fool Dr. Miller into believing that she still doesn't remember. I could be so very wrong. But Dr. Miller, he's a nice guy. That's all I wrote here. Good guy. Now, into the new characters. We're going to start with Anne Reynolds. She is the new general manager of Wentworth Correctional Center. And she, lost a child due to a terrorist attack. And so now she feels strongly about terrorists. And she's a bitch. She don't give a fuck about the women. Like, she let all the prisoners that were in protection, the pedophiles, the kitty killers, all of them, she let them out of protection into general population with the women. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? She wanted to fire Will Jackson because of the siege. Meanwhile, the siege wasn't his fault. Like, she's just a terrible human being, but I think that she's got some type of good in her, and there might be a chance for her yet to redeem herself. I could be wrong. Judy Bryant. Oh my God. She's a bitch. That's what I have written here. And a traitor. That's also what I have written here. She's a bitch and she's a traitor. She's a young, new character who comes in having leaked government secrets to the public. Okay? She's considered a terrorist. And, she's got a very interesting upper lip. I like watching it. Whenever I see one of her scenes, that's all I look at. Her top lip. I've never seen anything like it. But yeah. She's just a bitch. Like, I can't believe her. Like, she comes in, you think she's cool, and you think she could be trusted, but then you start seeing her treacherous ways, and you got to keep your eyes on that one, because something's up with her. And then in the very last fucking episode of season 8, we see exactly what she's fucking capable of, and we know that she's a bitch moving forward, okay? So we know not to trust her. Next, we've got, Luke Kelly and Reb Keen. Okay, we're going to talk about them together as a whole. First of all, Reb is a trans character, right? Female to male. And I'm sorry because I know that I might make that mistake, but I will correct myself if I see that I have made it. So he's in transition. He's been taking his testosterone shots out in the real world, and then they end up back in Wentworth, not back. Well, Luke Kelly ends up back. Rev is a first timer. They end up in Wentworth Correctional Center because they rob a fucking jewelry store so that they could get the money for her top surgery. You know what I'm saying? For his top surgery. And my plants. Reb, I feel, needs to man up a little bit more. Like, he's so okay with Lou killing motherfuckers for bread so that he could get the top surgery. But, like, would you be willing to kill somebody so that you could get your own damn top surgery? Because if Lou kills somebody, ends up in jail for life, how you gonna get... I don't understand. I feel like if you're so down for your woman to commit murder, you should be down to commit the murders. If you want to be a man, maybe you should man up just a little. Reb Keen. Those are my thoughts. If you disagree, that's on you. Luke Kelly. Oh my God, she's so dreamy. The actress that plays Luke Kelly, her name is Kate Box. What a name. Let me just start by saying that. She's beautiful. I've never in my life seen a woman more fucking gorgeous than Kate Box, okay? It saddens me that there is no chance for her and I to ever go out on a date. I'm not going to be able to court her. None of it. But I can love her from afar and be an obsessed fan from, Brooklyn, New York, while she lives in Australia happily ever after with her partner of 11 years and their 3 children. I know too much about her life. That lets you know how obsessed I am. But she was the former top dog in Wentworth Correctional Facility, right? And they call her Fingers Kelly because she got this thing where if you fuck with her, she's going to cut your fucking fingers off, right? So what happens? I'm a spoiler alert. Ali Novak, in retaliation for what Luke Kelly did to Boomer in the bathroom in episode 1, cuts off her pinky finger. Thank God it was the pinky finger and not one of these, because these are the most important ones. And she's a lesbian in the show and in real life, so she don't need those fingers. Anyway... Oh my God, I love her character. She don't take no shit. She's not having it. She's a very fucking aggressive and angry person. She's gonna fuck you up. She's gonna kill you. She's gonna torture you. She's gonna do whatever it takes. You know, she's not gonna care. And she'll do anything for Reb. The love that they have. She had the opportunity to walk away and get away with the crime. And she chose to go to jail to be with her love, because she was like, nah, I'm not leaving you. She was like, no bloody way, no leaving. I was like, oh my God, the love is real. And I loved them immediately. So they're in jail. Her whole thing is, you're not gonna talk about my man no type of way. You're not gonna give him no crazy ass looks. And if you try to hurt him, te jodiste. You know what I'm saying? And so what happens? Boomer was asking her some legitimate questions. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the way her delivery probably wasn't the best, but she didn't mean no harm. And because of those questions, that's why she gets, tortured in the back. All I know is that the love that these two women, Lou and Reb, have for one another is so great. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like an obsessive kind of a love. Like almost like if they were to separate, neither one of them would be able to go on. You know what I'm saying? That's how it seems. I feel like Reb is very dependent on Lou for protection and strength and courage and shit like that. And then Lou is so down to do whatever has to be done to protect Reb. I just think that Reb needs to man up a little bit. Like, stop acting like such a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? And, prepare yourself for what's out there. And you're going to have is a little more courage than what you have. Lou might not be around forever. And she might be killed in Wentworth Correctional Facility. And then you're going to have to be a man in the real world on your own without Lou, your protector, to be here to bash people. Okay? Lou Kelly. Lou Kelly and Reb have a very interesting storyline also. We get introduced to another character whose name is Sheila. Sheila is a beady-eyed little monster who knows Reb and Lou from the True Paths retreat that they escaped from before they end up in Wentworth, right? And it was like a cult type of a thing. So we find out that Lou Kelly, the cult, right? The people ended up dying. There was a mass suicide and a fire. And we find out at the end that Lou Kelly is the one that poisoned them all and started the fire, and she did it for Reb. She's willing to kill and murder, and I mean, it's so sweet and romantic, and it's just like, my God, she'll do anything for you, Reb. How about you shift her gears so that she could do some positive shit instead of all this murderous shit? And good God. All right, so I think that's it. Lou Kelly, Reb, Sheila. Yeah, Sheila's up to no good. I don't trust this bitch. She needs Reb's help so that Reb could say, oh, she wasn't there because they're trying to frame her with the murder and the fire, when in reality, Lou is the one that did it. But Reb is now not going to help her. Now, Mari and Sheila together, I think are going to join. Okay, let me stop there because I'm going into the predictions. I have a side note. It's like a question. So there's a character, her name is Mullet. When we first see her in season 8 episode 1, she's with Allie and her peoples, right? When Boomer comes to be like, yo, Lou Kelly's back or whatever, she's with them in general population out in the yard, right? And then later on in the season, we see her with the pedophiles and the kitty killers when they started the little mini riot in the laundry because they didn't want to eat the disgusting food in the cafeteria. And Mullet was there with the other pedophiles and shit, like at the nursery trying to get to the children. So my question is Mullet a pedophile / like kitty killer? And if so, why the fuck was she out in the yard with the women when she should have been in protection at that time? So I feel like that was a fuck up on the part of the writers. Anyway, I'm going right into the season 9 predictions. Season 9 predictions. Where are they written? All right, Boomer. I want a happy ending for Boomer. I want Boomer to leave Lou Kelly the fuck alone. Stop fucking with her. Lou Kelly is a formidable opponent. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna fuck you up. I believe that Boomer has the strength to defend herself, but Lou Kelly and her are like the same height.